in our conference, they don't rebuild, they reload. Again, coming off a disappointing loss last season, they're right back in the thick of things, seed number 2.
The Saints without one of their all-league players in Anthony Gaines. As you take a look at the Siena starting lineup presented by Ready Nutrition, they're actually down 2 starters, both Gaines and Nick Hopkins missing tonight's game. Gaines out for the remainder of the year. Hopkins not starting, but is available tonight for Carmen Massarello.
And Eddie, that's so important. Obviously, you lose an all-league player when you talk about Gaines. On the flip side, that's why it's important. One of my keys, playing together. You still have quality players that can win a game in this tournament and go further.
That shot was off the mark from Desi Jones, who's maybe playing as good a basketball as any guard in this conference, as Javian McCollum starts our scoring for Siena.
Good looking move there by McCollum, coming off the screen tight, gets into that mid-range. You're seeing a lot of guards understanding and using the mid-range very well. Talking about Jones, doing a magnificent job running the show for this Quinnipiac team, being the floor general.
Great look, Marfo finding the cutting, Taimu Shinnery.
Marfo is no question the best passing big man in our league. He reminds me a lot of Drummond on the Brooklyn Nets. Drummond, who passes the ball well, goes to the glass strong, gives you that feel when you see Marfo. Again, goes to the glass very hard, looks to pass the basketball, doesn't look to score as much in the post.
Well, far and away the leading assist man for Quinnipiac this season. That was his 115th assist of the year. There's Matt Belanc exploding to the basket.
And that's the word you use for Matt. Very explosive, gets to the lane, using the good English off the glass.
Just under 15 points a game from Matt Belanc. He scored 3 a game as a sophomore last year. There is Colby Rogers, one of the best shooters in the league. This time going to share it with Jackson Stormo. Double team. He'll find the cutting. Billups!
Hey! Billups! Say it with your chest. Great pass, and Billups goes up off of 2 feet.
Now Jared Billups with a highlight. Let's go back the other way, and the buckets continue. Desi Jones.
Love the pace of this ball game early, Eddie.
Here's McCollum all alone straight away. Javian McCollum's got 5 in the early going.
Excellent flow. Love the youngster. Again, got to the mid-range on his first shot. That time felt much more comfortable. Open 3, nails it.
Really good freshman season for McCollum. Shot just under 50% from the floor. There is Jacob Rigoni, one of the veterans of this Quinnipiac team. Now Marfo gonna go to the left hand.
Excellent job going to the paint. You notice no double team. He understood that, able to maneuver closer to the bucket.
Inside outlook. Michael Bear knocks down the 3.
Both teams are ready to rock.
10-8. We haven't even reached the first media timeout. Intensity at a fever pitch. Belanc the turnaround. But we hit the ground hard, and the loose ball foul will keep things on this end of the floor.
Excellent activity by both teams, Eddie. Multiple efforts on each play.
Smooth, you're seeing great passing, great shot making. It hasn't taken these teams any time to get right in a rhythm.
And you're right about that. Usually it takes maybe to the first time out before both teams get accustomed to the rims, get accustomed to each other. But off the start here, both of these teams are ready to play.
Here's Jones. Marfo. First one was missed. Jones will track it down, 10 seconds to shoot. Oh, and Belanc was on the out-of-bounds line. That was a tough spot to catch the ball. I don't think he was even prepared for it as it got really crowded in the middle.
We used to see a lot of those per ball game players not being aware where they are on the floor. However, that time early in the game, not understanding just the size over there. But like you said, caught off guard, not aware that that pass was coming.
Quite frankly, I think he thought Desi Jones was going to shoot it.
Agree.
Here is Bear. That's off the mark. Marfo, one of the best rebounders in the country, will bring it into the front court. Quick shot in the corner from Shinnery is short, and here comes McCollum. Billups, he's a running highlight. Jared.
Knock down open shots when they're available.
Here's Michael Bear, 5 seconds to shoot. Hopkins will return it over to Bear. And he'll knock down another three.
Very good dribble drive action here by Nick Hopkins. Bear has his feet, hands ready to shoot, knocks down the three ball.
You love March Madness basketball. You love playoff time. Who's going to step up? Those X factors. Michael Bear putting his name in there already.
Eddie, you're so right about that. You want your stars to be stars, and you often need a player to step up. And that's one of the stars for Quinnipiac, Jacob Rigoni, knocking down the three ball.
Had 7 threes in the first round win over Marist. Rogers off the mark. Here comes Jones. Now, Jacob Rigoni's been a lights-out shooter in this league for a long time.
Stepped into the league ready to play.
Jones, little turnaround in the lane.
This young man right here, Rogers, is a shot maker. Love what he brings to the table.
Brendan McGuire going to pick up Stormo on the screen switch. And Stormo can't finish. Riggins with the board.
Even on the miss, I think that's a solid shot for Jackson Stormo, one of the better bigs in our league. No double team. Anytime you get into the post, try to score with 2 feet in the lane.
Now McGuire picks up his dribble on no man's land. Now he'll go to Riggins. Riggins, the catch on the screen. Hopkins with the rebound and run. Beautiful move. Rogers stepped back, didn't have it cleanly, and Quinnipiac will get it back.
Right about that. Everything except the finish. Again, Rogers, a shot maker, able to create space to get that shot off. But Riggins has to finish on the other end for Quinnipiac. Anytime you're close to the rim, you can't afford to miss those chippies.
McCollum will return for Siena, and we get our first look as well at the 6'6" junior, Jordan Kellier. Here's McGuire again to that wing screen and roll with Riggins. Well, the big man goes to work.
That's good stuff right there, Eddie. I love what he did there. Off the initial catch, wasn't ready, wasn't prepared, took his time, took a dribble back, got back into the lane. Nice half hook.
There is Billups, who's already provided a spark for Siena. He drives right at Riggins. Little turnaround shot, and there is Jones and Rigoni down low. Jones using a couple of screens. Belanc lost a shoe on the way to the rim. And then 2 different Saints tie him up. It'll stay this end of the floor. And Matt Belanc goes so fast, full speed, came out of 1 shoe.
He was going so hard. I believe the Quinnipiac Bobcats wear Adidas. He might need a new pair.
He just does everything at full speed. You know how coaches say in practice, cut
Exactly.
hard, play hard. He listens.
I watched this team during their practice walkthrough, full speed ahead. These guys were going after it.
Belanc, one of truly the more improved players in all of college basketball, improving his scoring average from last year to this year by over 11 points a game. Quinnipiac has checked in Louis Courtright for the first time. McGuire to the up and under move, switching hands mid-shot.
Aggressive move by McGuire. He's one of the players I think is an X factor. Love his size, love his skill set. When he's aggressive, I think this Quinnipiac team is at their best.
McCollum gets the friendly roll.
The young fella has come out really aggressive. Again, when you're aggressive, Eddie, you get rolls like that.
Has made all 3 of his shots here in the first half. 7 points for JV and McCollum. Jones, backdoor cut.
My man Marfo, Kev with a beautiful pass. Again, you don't see a lot of guards able to make that pocket pass. As I stated earlier, he reminds me so much of Andre Drummond, who plays for the Brooklyn Nets, traded from the Sixers.
Marfo got a hand on that, taking it away from Stormo. Here is Louis Courtwright. Jones, well, he'll be
The most well-behaved fan as well. Thank you.
Daryl and Baloo, thank you very much.
Oh, that was good. That was really good.
I'll tell you, you have to watch out for the collateral damage around Baloo, like Daryl said, a little slobber in the middle of the interview.
Yes, indeed.
And we'll check back in with Daryl throughout our game. He'll be manning the sidelines. 10:49 to go here in the first half. Siena's brought in 6'5" senior Robert Mahala into the game. Quinnipiac has re-entered Taimu Shinnery in a 18-17 Siena lead.
And this is the end of the floor you want to keep an eye on for Quinnipiac. How much can they defend and how long will they defend?
That was the first miss from McCollum. Here's Rigoni, shot ready, left wing.
I like it, Eddie. Shot ready, so important. Again, a guy like him, when he shoots it with confidence, he's going to knock it down most of the time.
Oh, and then coming up with a play on the defensive end. That three gives Quinnipiac a 2-point lead. And Courtwright will add to it.
And the three-point shooting becomes contagious. Again, when one player knocks one down, you feel like you can knock it down. And I talked about the defense. It helps your defense. Also, take a look at this. He takes a look at the defender. Not enough space there for the defense. He raises up, knocks down the three ball. Right now, Quinnipiac rolling.
They've knocked down three from beyond the arc, two from Rigoni, that last one from Courtwright, and the 11th seeded Bobcats lead by 5.
When you take a look at this Bobcats team, and I made the point about how long will they defend. So a lot of people might be saying, well, Smooth, what do you mean? Teams like Quinnipiac oftentimes don't want to defend long because they want to get out and score and shoot the basketball. However, when they're shooting so well, it raises their defensive intensity, as you can see now. They're in a nice rhythm. If I were Siena, I like to come down on this possession, move the basketball around, make them defend.
And the timeout from Carmen Massarello now will allow him to draw something up for Siena to come out of the timeout. You know, they started this game incredibly hot from the field, but Quinnipiac has settled in and started smooth going inside, but now hitting from outside.
Would love to see Jackson Stormo touch the ball on this possession.
Well, here's Colby Rogers. He'll get inside. Second try was off the mark, and here's Courtwright.
Good job by the Bobcats on the glass.
Rigoni finding the cutting McGuire.
Beautiful cut, need to finish that. You'd like to see McGuire try to dunk it if he can.
Trying to post up Stormo, gets the touch, will face up on Marfo. And Marfo poked it away, but a whistle with 9:20 remaining in the first.
Good move, Jackson. Solid post up, shoulders squared. If you're big, when the double team isn't coming, take your time, get into that lane. Good things always happen.
Traffic on that right side as now they isolate Stormo. Goes to work on Marfo on the baseline spin.
Eddie, you can't complain about that shot. It's a nice soft shot, high percentage. Keep going to it.
Well, and Stormo's a guy who's had a really nice season, 11.7 rebounds a game. Courtwright, a little behind his intended target, and that was good defense by Billups.
Really good recovery there by Billups.
Rogers, that one looked better off his hands.
Rogers, again, a shot maker. He's the type of guy who can get into a good rhythm very quickly.
Yeah, Rogers is such a talented player, a second team all-MAC selection, 14 a game. Oh, Marfo and Courtwright not on the same page, and that'll be a turnover.
Eddie, that's such a tough pass, trying to get your big involved. Obviously, it's a pocket pass. Bigs are used to you seeing that off the bounce. That's coming straight at you. Spacing's not great. So, again, you have to give that turnover to the guard.
Stormo waiting for action to clear in front of him. Just 15 to shoot, and Courtright took it away.
Active hands. Early Stormo missed Billups, who was cutting in the lane. He was wide open.
Here's Riggins operating on the baseline. Keeps it alive. It allows Rigoni to track it down. And a foul.
What do you mean fool's gold? Because you play so well at home, everybody has a great feel, especially somewhere like Siena. So difficult to beat them on a Friday night when their fan base is really there. However, in a setting like this is when you know so much about your team, where a Quinnipiac team can be in a neutral setting and be solid against a really good Siena team.
Riggins' second field goal, 5-point Quinnipiac lead. Stormo from the free throw line.
Two big fellas getting involved there. Riggins that last time down, able to power through. Stormo knocking down a soft jumper from that mid-range area inside the free throw line.
Screen and roll look, Riggins to the rim.
Beautiful job with that dribble handoff. Again, Siena not on the same page on how they're going to guard that. You have to talk on defense.
Stormo lost it, but a whistle. Actually, two whistles, both officials with the call with 6:50 remaining in the first half.
Riggins, Philly tough, a little undersized, but he's so strong in that post area. He's going to pose problems just with his body.
Five-point Quinnipiac lead. Again, they knocked off Marist in the first round, 77-52 on the strength of 17 three-pointers.
Wow.
Good ball movement. Billups will step into one. Stormo on the offensive glass. McCollum going to use the bank shot.
I like the raise up by McCollum. Again, good bounce on that jumper using the glass.
Well, he's been the offensive star so far for Siena, 9 points.
And you like the young fella coming out aggressive. When you're a freshman, you're not sure exactly what you're going to get a lot of times, but when they come out ready to play, it's always a bonus.
Right wing three, time moves, Shinnery.
Shinnery knocking down the three ball. There was some contact on that shot. Another Philly native.
McCollum in and out. Quinnipiac leading by 6 with under 6 minutes to go. Is Courtright going to turn the corner? Kick out, Belung. His three is good, and Quinnipiac making it rain for the second straight game.
Eddie O, that's beautiful dribble drive action. Strong to the cup, sucking the defense, open three.
And a turnover on the other end.
And it never fails for this Quinnipiac team. When they're shooting the ball well, it carries over to their defense.
Courtright flips it up and in.
Talk to me, Mr. Courtright. Again, that time going to the lane strong with the high floater.
An 11-point first half lead for the 11th seed. McCollum, ton of contact down low. Bears three off the mark. There's Stormo.
Jackson Stormo cleaning up the mess down there. Strong rebound with two hands, goes back up and jams it home.
Well, there was a ton of contact under the basket that previous possession. 3 different players hitting the deck.
Tournament time, Eddie. Play through contact.
That one finally off the mark. Quinnipiac seems to have hit everything else in this half. Rogers back the other way. Oh, look at Billups skying for the putback.
Billups with good bounce for a guard in that 6'4", 6'5" range, able to get off the floor quickly.
Now Louis Courtright is trying.
Safe bet if you rock with us in Atlantic City, Smoothie and Eddie O. But if you take a look at Quinnipiac, as well as they've been shooting the basketball, turnover right here, Siena is still right in the ball game.
Billups pleading his case there that he did not touch it.
No turnover.
Will stay this end of the floor. Quinnipiac shooting 60% from the floor here in the first half. Belung, rise and fire for 3.
Wow. That's solid defense, much better offense on the raise up 3.
They beat Marist by 25 in the first round. How confident does this Bobcats team look?
One of the keys, shoot the ball with confidence, play with confidence, and that's what they're doing.
Marfo in the passing lane with the steal. McGuire gonna get inside. Hopkins will try to push the other way for Siena. Rogers right to the cup and a foul.
Rogers so quick, change of direction. He's going left really quickly, goes back to the right. When you're even, I'm leaving. That's why he gets the contact, going to the line to shoot 2. Look how quickly he changes direction. It's a little bit earlier before that. He was going left, comes back right quickly. Anytime you have a player like Rogers who has great length, 6'4", 6'5" frame, in our league, so good going to the cup.
And just 1 for 6 for one of the better offensive players in the league in Colby Rogers. This is a key trip to the free throw line for him. Watch the ball go through the rim a few times, get comfortable.
And you're right about that. It means nothing for a guy like this, especially considering that they have some players who aren't there, meaning Gaines. He has to take shots. I said it earlier, stars have to be stars in the tournament.
Well, and Rogers has been on quite a tear. In his last 4 games, he is 15 of 25 from 3. Siena needs that shooting, down 9.
In my opinion, if you're an all-league player, you need to prove it in the tournament.
Well, Siena forcing the Quinnipiac turnover. Shinnery almost got in there for the steal. Hopkins, step back 3. Loose ball, scramble situation. Shinnery will come away with it.
Love the tournament hustle. Teams getting after it, going to the floor.
Two and a half minutes to go. 38-29 Quinnipiac.
Jones so good with the basketball, Eddie. You want your point guard to be able to handle it.
Well, Hopkins all over him. Jones will step back 3. And the rebound pulled down by Michael Bear.
Good box out.
Rogers going to get himself to the baseline. Hopkins with good hustle, but it will go into the backcourt. Now, they called Billups for a travel, but that probably was going to be over the back, right?
No, not at all. You can't assume that that ball was touched. Billups assuming that it's going to be a backcourt violation. You got to go after it regardless. He assumed that, called for the traveling violation right in front of the head coach. And Coach Carmen's like, come on, Billups, no.
Excellent point. I guess play to the whistle regardless.
Play to the whistle,
right.
Play to zeros on the board. Officials did not see it. Billups assuming it's a backcourt violation. He just picks it up, call for the traveling violation.
Haven't had the shot clock wind down a whole bunch here in this first half. Bergoni's 3 off the front of the rim, and here comes Billups. Kellier will step into a 3, rattled in and out.
Touched all the rim and comes out on him.
Kellier took that one with confidence with 1:30 to go. It's a 9-point Quinnipiac lead. Courtwright gets himself all the way inside.
Courtwright using his strength. He's played a really good first half.
Seven points for Louis Courtwright. McCollum, open shot for 3. There's Marfo all over the glass.
It's a shot he can definitely make at the top of the key. However, I think Siena's shooting a little quickly. I would love to see that ball get into the paint.
Belunk, 1 dribble pull-up. McCollum, 2-for-1 chance if he wants it with 40 seconds to go. Kellier again. This one is all net.
You called it, Eddie. Excellent 2-for-1 action in transition, secondary break.
And the way Kellier missed the first one, you knew he was putting up as soon as he could again.
Shooter shoot. And he's a lefty.
See about 4 seconds separate our shot and game clock. Quinnipiac has shot 55% from the floor here in the first half. Courtright, a wild take to the basket, and it's an offensive foul. Kellier, who just hit the three, drew it.
Excellent job drawing the contact by Kellier, standing in that lane area. Courtright a little out of control. Again, comes off the screen, has the move there. You like to see him pull straight up, but he continued to go in, call for the charging violation.
A chance here for Siena to execute this 2-for-1 chance with Kellier just hitting the three and then the stop, and now a chance to further cut into this 8-point lead.
And Eddie, you called that right on the money about the 2-for-1. So many players do not understand that. It took me into my junior year to understand 2-for-1.
Well, if you can execute it, it is such an advantage. Hopkins will step into the one. And this one to beat the buzzer. Oh, a couple of times. Well, Siena started this game off relentlessly attacking the basket. See if it's how they start the second half as well. Here's Billups going to use the screen on the wing. Pull up from the free throw line. Jones, 4 points in that first half, has been on just a tear offensively with 20 in 3 of his last 5 games, but got his teammates involved early on.
Again, you can't measure Jones's performance by his points because he's been doing a really good job as a facilitator.
Good defense, Michael Bear. Let's run the other way with the Saints. Bear, who made the defensive play, and now will draw the Jacob Rigoni foul.
And that's what you want to see. Attack mode. Go at Quinnipiac. Make them defend. And when I said that earlier, I really just mean move the ball side to side. You're not going to get a straight line drive off the first possession. Make them defend for over 20 seconds if possible.
It was Rigoni's first foul. "15 seconds for Siena." McCollum. Rogers into the paint to the pull-up jumper. Bear the offensive rebound.
Good rebound by Marfo. Eddie, if you notice, really good rebounders go up with 2 hands. People who don't rebound well, like guys like you or myself, try to go up with 1 hand, never get it. But again, a guy like Kevin Marfo goes up strong with 2 hands every time.
And that's why he's led this league in rebounding a couple of times in his career. He catches it, gathers it, and gives Quinnipiac a 10-point lead.
That time went right at the chest of Jackson Stormo, caught him off balance, therefore he couldn't block the shot.
Stormo sets the screen for McCollum. He'll return the favor into the paint. Stormo to the left hand.
Big on the paint touches. I like Jackson inside. Beautiful pass.
Screen coming from Matt Belunk. Jones returns it. Belunk straight away 3 is good.
Can't be late on Matt on that shot. Again, you got to talk and communicate. Excellent play off the screen and roll.
McCollum to the pull-up jumper with the answer.
Even with the make, Coach Carm talked about the quick shots. That's not really what Siena wants to do. They want to slow the pace down a little bit.
Jones going to turn the corner after the screen. Rigoni. Stormo going to step out. The big man showing touch.
Pushing the pace there, McCollum in transition, secondary action.
Really impressed with Javian McCollum tonight.
No question about it.
His 4th assist, also a team best 11 points. Belunk, just a freight train going to the rim.
You talk about a guy in attack mode playing through contact. Most people would be complaining about a foul. He's just excited about getting to the cup.
Billups going to return it back to Stormo. Here's Bear attacking from the baseline. Let's run the other way. Shinnery, oh, the beautiful step through.
Oh, that's excellent transition. Shinnery with a nice semi-euro to close it out.
McCollum gets it back. Got Shinnery in the air. He'll pull up. And Stormo can't control the up.
Again, only a freshman picking his spots. However, I would love Siena just to control the tempo a little bit better right now. I believe the tempo is in favor of the Bobcats.
Oh, Riggins and Jones not on the same page, and a turnover. Unforced error leads to this Saints possession. Rogers, one-on-one work against Belunk. Rise and fire. And I believe that was off a Bobcat last. It'll stay with the Saints.
And that's the man who needs to get going, Rogers. He needs to get some things going in transition, find out some areas where they can get him going because he's having a tough time thus far.
Yeah, if Siena can get Colby Rogers on track, that would be huge. He's just 1 for 9. Stormo kind of lost it on the way up, but a whistle.
And here's what I mean about controlling tempo. Even with the miss here, Stormo gets fouled. They go to the free throw line. Now you're not racing back and forth so quickly. The pace of the game just slows down a tad when you go inside because the bigs are going to bang on each other and they have to call fouls.
Stormo's a 72% free throw shooter on the season.
Need the big fella to make these free throws.
Siena will bring Nick Hopkins back into the game. Michael Baer will take a seat.
You'd like to see Nick be more aggressive also.
Stormo goes 0 for 2. Oh, Rigoni was almost falling out of bounds. And good hustle by Belunk. And we mentioned the Saints injuries this year. As Desi Jones explodes to the rim, and he is really becoming quite the player in this league.
Oh, that's beautiful, Eddie. Again, controlled the tempo, called his number that time. Side of the floor opened up for him, used his body to protect, finishes at the rim.
And to close that point, when Quinnipiac lost Savion Lewis earlier this year, really allowed Desi Jones to come into his own.
Next man up.
A 13-point lead for Quinnipiac. Screen and roll. McGuire diving to the rim. That's great defense by McCollum. It'll stay here, but a nice job to tie up McGuire.
Well, you said it during that last break. Siena needs to get some stops, and it starts with one. One stop can trigger them going into 2, 3, 4.
Jones goes and gets it from Riggins. Billups in the passing lane. Jared Billups to the rim.
My goodness, Billups strong on the steal, and when he gets to the rim, he's in attack mode, goes up with two hands strong.
Remind me when we organize a MAC dunk contest next year that we invite Jared Billups.
He's definitely on the list. And it's no surprise the name sounds familiar. Yes, Chauncey Billups is in his family.
Yeah, they are cousins. Great pedigree. I love
Billups.
Chauncey Billups.
Yes.
No, and that will go down the other way. Riggins unable to finish. Rigoni couldn't get a handle on it. Chance for Siena to get it back to single digits.
Again, Riggins inside once again. Excellent position. Undersized. Tough to make that shot. He's so strong. However, that's a stop that Siena needed. Let's see if they can string something together.
Quinnipiac has brought back into the matchup Marfo. They've also returned Courtwright, who gave them a serious spark in that first half with 7 points and 5 assists.
Yes, he did.
Stormo on the screen and roll. Oh, and a chance here as he trails the play for Quinnipiac with numbers.
Jackson has to finish that.
McGuire inside out. Good recovery by Billups. Blunt, crossover move, rise and fire three, and that one was short.
You touched on it in the first half, Eddie. He plays everything in fast motion.
Another chance for Siena. We're here with 13 minutes to go in the second. Get this to a single-digit game. Billups to the rim. Stormo there to clean it up. Oh, but he misses the easy one.
Right now, Stormo just having a tough time around the rim. You saw his reaction. They're like, come on.
Court right. One-on-one move, wraparound look. Marfo, big block, Jackson Stormo. And a loose ball foul, I believe, will go on Billups.
It's good help side defense by Jackson. Right now, the Bobcats beating Siena to all the 50-50 balls.
That, along with how they're shooting, really appear to be the difference with 12:32 to go in the second in this 11-point game.
And this is where you have to be mentally tough if you're Siena, because you're still right in it. You've missed some shots you know you can make. Just try to persevere.
Marfo lost it. Bear, throw ahead. Nick Hopkins to the rim and a big foul. McGuire got him on the way up.
He got him on the way up. I think McGuire using his length, he may not have to foul that one. Nick Hobson, a smaller guard, go straight up and get that on the glass. I like to see McGuire try to get it higher on the glass and use his length.
I'll tell you, on second look, that was a really good.
It looked fairly clean,
right?
Right?
Really good
a
play.
lot of ball action there.
Really good play. He used his length just on the floor. He didn't have to go up.
That's why I said if you go higher, you go, as a longer player, it doesn't look like a foul. Lower against Hopkins, look more like a foul.
Another one coming for the veteran Nick Hopkins. This is, as you see with so many players because of that COVID year, his 6th year of college. Had a great season for Siena last year after a really nice career at Belmont.
Key word you used was veteran. As a veteran, you want Nick to take control, be the leader, get these guys going.
Well, he knocks them both down, and he does make it a single-digit game. Marfo will initiate from top of the key. Belunk, a series of moves.
He plays so hard and fast, getting to a spot mid-range.
It really has improved. He's just a complete offensive player now. Can do it at all 3 levels. Good hands, court. Siena struggling here in the second half, just 4 for 13 from the floor. Where do the Saints go offensively? Here is Bear, sweeping left-hand hook.
Look at Matt, first to that rebound, strong.
Here's Courtright, gonna take Hopkins down to the block. For that righty turnaround shot, and Hopkins with the rebound. Hopkins gonna go to the pull-up jumper, and there's Rigoni down low.
Again, the pace right now favors the Bobcats.
.15 to shoot, Marfo finding the cutting Rigoni. Well, he lost it momentarily, and then he tried to throw it off of Bear. It was originally called Siena ball. They'll confer, and they'll change it around. It'll stay with the Bobcats.
Great job by the officials getting together on that, changing the call. Good cut by Jacob. Beautiful pass by Kev. However, Jacob has to be stronger, catch it clean, and finish.
Courtright throws up the wild lefty shot. Marfo up with 2 hands. Finishes and one.
Kevin Marfo working the glass. You talked about that being a wild shot. However, when you put that shot up and you know the shot blocker's coming at you, that gives you an opportunity to offensive rebound. Look where Kev is. And he goes up strong, uses that power bounce, looking for an and one.
And because, like you said earlier, he grabs the ball with two hands, when he goes back up, it's already a strong take.
No question about it. But you like the idea that shot is going up on the glass. It isn't blocked. You talk about it being a wild shot. Even with the wild shot, if a shot blocker comes over, it gives Kevin Marfo an excellent opportunity to offensive rebound.
7 points, 10 rebounds so far for Kevin Marfo.
You know he's going to rebound. When he can score the ball, it's definitely a bonus for this Quinnipiac team.
McCollum, Billups. Oh, Siena needed that one. Stormo on the offensive glass.
You want Jackson to continue to work hard.
It'll be Brendan McGuire's second foul. Just the fourth on Quinnipiac. After that hot starting for Siena, they are now down to 34% for the game, 25% this half. Marfo, look at Belunk dive on the ground.
Oh, he's all over the place. And again, he's taking it personal, the matchup between he and Kobe Rogers. You can hear the bench cheering him on.
Courtwright the other way, using the window, and the foul for Louis Courtwright.
And the momentum is definitely with the Bobcats. The energy level is high.
What a second half for Quinnipiac. They start this game on fire, and they continue it here after the break.
And getting into that lane, like I said, Eddie, play through the contact. When you get 2 feet in the lane, it's always trouble for the defense.
Now the rebound snatched out of the air by Billups. And then a foul on McGuire. It'll be his third.
That's definitely one McGuire would love to have back. Now he has to sit down.
And Chris Siena here in need of offense.
Yes, indeed. I've talked about paint touches, but you want Kobe Rogers to touch it also and do something.
Well, they get it to him on the curl. Rogers lost it on the way up. Billups, McCollum, the open three. Look at Billups, skying for the offensive rebound. Hopkins, Saints needed it.
They definitely needed that. Great extra effort. Billups with the big-time rebound gets it out for the open three.
The veteran Nick Hopkins, a big shot for Siena. Stops a Quinnipiac scoring run.
More importantly, they need stops on this end.
Courtwright delivering to Marfo. He gets it to roll in.
And what Quinnipiac is doing, they're taking advantage of their larger guards, getting in good position. Double team comes over, they're making great decisions.
15-point Quinnipiac lead. Rogers, that's a tough one for Colby Rogers.
Maybe that'll get Rogers on track again. This young man can make tough shots.
Eight and a half to go here in the second. Belunk, stop, start again, lost it. McCollum comes away with it. Rogers, he'll pull up for three in transition. That's good for Colby.
And he's leading this Quinnipiac team.
Well, the game has started to find the same rhythm it did in the first half. Each team has made its last 3 field goals. Belunk, that was way off, but Shinnery pulls down the offensive rebound. A whistle down low, they'll say jump ball. Siena will get it back.
Kind of a quick shot, but as hard and as well as he's played, you can live with that.
leads this Bobcats team with 15 points. As McCollum, who controls here, leads Siena with 11. Rogers, another rise and fire. Good hustle by Bear. McCollum from the wing. The ball comes out to Colby Rogers. He'll create some space. Siena,
Again, I always wanted to play really well against the all-conference players in the tournament because it's a shorter setting and you get a chance to match up with them, and it's all gloves off. You're going mano-a-mano. In this case here, I love that battle between these two.
Well, and when those league teams are announced, you're saying the players know. They
Yes,
know
indeed.
who made those teams.
No question about it. And you have guys like myself who are sitting in the cut saying, okay, wait till I get an opportunity to play against you.
8-point game here in the second half. Jones, McGuire, good swing. Belanc in the corner. Oh, and Marfo pulls the rebound down, and the whistle will go against Siena and Jordan Kellier.
Wow. Kellier had really good box out position. Marfo with such good hands. I can't say it enough, Eddie. He reminds me so much of Andre Drummond. Quick to the basketball when he's rebounding.
Here's Belanc, full speed, defended well by Rogers as he makes an impact on the defensive end.
Is it me, or does it look like Matt's playing in fast motion? When he gets the ball, it looks like the volume gets turned up to 8 or 9, whereas everybody else is maybe at a 7.
Yeah, Matt Belanc playing looks like you're watching it at 2x speed. Has it on the baseline. Good patience, good hands by Kellier, and here comes Siena. They just made it a single-digit game as they further try to cut into Quinnipiac's lead.
Solid stop. The building is starting to get a little bit louder.
Billups, strong move to the basket.
Like the young fella playing through the contact, Eddie. You don't have freshmen who come into the league with a body like that. You have to use it.
He's got 11 points. The freshman backcourt of the Saints, Billups and McCollum each with 11. You hear the Saints faithful. Here's Rigoni, left-hand dribble inside. Lost it. And it'll stay with Quinnipiac, 6 seconds on the shot clock.
That solid defense, running Jacob off that three-point line. You know he wants to shoot the ball. Not as good putting it on the floor. He's gotten better, but you want to send people to their weakness.
Siena riding a wave of momentum here to make it a 6-point game. Rigoni can't get the roll. Stormo the rebound. Here is Rogers, face up on court right. Leaving for Jackson Stormo, it's a 4-point game.
When you get to a higher level, when you can defend for a longer period of time against a good offensive team, that's how you can tell if you're a good defensive team. Take it from a team like St. Peter's.
Out of the timeout. Courtright's three is off the mark as Siena went to a 1-3-1 zone that possession. Here's Rogers. Billups attacking the basket again. And Stormo and Courtright get tied up. It'll keep things here with 5:35 left.
No doubt we're looking at MAC tournament action here. Billups goes to the basket strong. A lot of contact, no foul. Marfo goes down, but you have to play through it. Continue to play. That's where your mental toughness comes into play.
$18 seconds for Siena. Here's Hopkins. Trying to post Stormo. Instead, he sets the screen. Hopkins into the lane, and he's fouled. Nick Hopkins will go to the line with 5:26 to go in a 4-point game.
Eddie, that was all created with the hesitation move off the screen. Great hezi by Hopkins, drawing the contact. Smaller guard, you have to be crafty with the basketball.
Hopkins knocked down a couple of free throws earlier in this half. He'll shoot 2 with Quinnipiac leading 60-56. 12 straight points for Siena.
And when you're Quinnipiac, your decision-making starts to come into play. It's much easier to make decisions when you're up 10 points or more. Now you're in single digits. Those shots aren't as easy to come by.
Siena will stay in that 1-3-1 zone. Swing it around. Belanc on the wing. And there's Billups, and a chance for the Saints to tie this one up or even take the lead. They haven't led this one since 18-17 in the first half. And with 450, 11 points and 8 rebounds.
Both freshmen have played very well in their first tournament setting.
Yeah, both he and McCollum have been great. But now they give it to Rogers, the all-league pick, who steps back into a three. Colby Rogers!
Colby Rogers is a shot maker. Knocks down the three ball big time. The Siena fans are on their feet.
Rogers had 17 in the regular season finale against Canisius. He's coming alive here in the second half. Belanc one-on-one with Billups. 10 to shoot. Tough fadeaway 2. And here comes Billups out of the pile with it in a 2-point game.
Billups is everywhere, taking on the assignment on the defensive end, coming up with the rebound also.
3:35 to go in the second. McCollum, the drive. Billups inside. Rigoni takes it away.
Classic case, play through the contact, no call.
Two-point game as Quinnipiac has weathered a 16-3 Siena run. Belanc. Jones creates the open look from the wing. Desi Jones downtown.
Desi Jones is so solid. Excellent job creating space. Knocks down the three. Had not called his number for a long time.
Now a huge shot for the sophomore. Rogers starting to get hot. Colby Rogers again. But now it's a 2-point game with 2:49 to go.
Well, again, Desi's done a really good job running the show. Like to see some sort of screen and roll action or the dribble handoff, which they've been very successful with. But against this zone here, they've kind of not seen it. But it looks like this young man right here, Rigoni, was lost. You can't lose him in the zone.
His 4th tonight, his 11th here in Atlantic City this week. McCollum using the screen, getting to the free throw line. It's too strong. Billups fouls Courtright with 2:16 to go.
Courtright has come up with some really big rebounds and loose balls. Now, Eddie, on this one here, you can't lose Jacob in the zone. That's the last person. That's like shooting target practice. Free throws, three-pointers, that's so easy for him, too easy.
Came into play tonight with 315 career threes. That's a mind-boggling number.
They go back to the dribble handoff.
And a foul on the wing before the shot. So wave off the Rigoni made 3 as they whistle Bear for the foul.
And he's in a rhythm now. Even on the foul, he makes the shot. So if you're Siena, you have to understand he's in a really good rhythm. Run him off that three-point line anytime he gets a look.
Rigoni with the huge game in the first round against Marist when he had 7 as part of a 17 three-point barrage for the Bobcats. They have 10 here tonight. In a game that has featured a ton of big shots both ways. Now inside of 2 minutes to go. Jones creating the open look. Belanc from the wing. Minute 38 in a 5-point game. Where does Siena go?
Jackson Stormo hasn't touched the ball in a while, but I like Colby Rogers doing what he does.
Hopkins will hand it off to him. Rogers gets the smaller Desi Jones on him. Puts the shoulder down. Too strong on the baseline, and the rebound to Riggins.
Big time box out by Jacob Rigoni inside.
Back to the man-to-man for Siena. At the 1 minute mark, the Bobcats have 17 to shoot.
Plenty of time. Siena does not have to foul yet.
Gonna clear things out for Jones. Gonna go to the crossover. 3 seconds to shoot. Jones, up and under move. Desi Jones beat it needs with 44 seconds remaining.
Look for Kobe Rogers to touch this basketball.
Oh, he's being face guarded by Belong. Throwback, Hopkins for three. And a loose ball. Who's going to come away with it? And it's out of bounds off of. Just had the hot hand late in the second half. And Rigoni got a hand on it. And he stepped out of bounds. Did he get a timeout?
Wow, great
Rigoni's
job by Jacob Rigoni with the denial.
Oh, they call a foul on Billups. Rigoni the steal on the inbounds, and he'll go to the free throw line. What a development.
Billups couldn't keep him on his hip, and I've said this throughout the entire ball game, being strong with the ball, playing through contact. Every foul you think may not be called.
It'll be 1-1 for Jacob Rigoni with 27 seconds left. His first free throws tonight.
And you love having your veterans at the line during these situations. They understand what it means.
97% from the line. Those two might have been the daggers. The Siena have a comeback in and with 24 seconds left. McCollum off the mark. Belong shoots 83%, as does Desi Jones. The primary ball handlers for this team, excellent free throw shooters, but they go to McCollum into the front court. Reverse layup with 13 seconds left.
Strong take, pick up, and find.
McGuire will get it into Rigoni, and one of the best free throw shooters in the country will go to the free throw line.
Rigoni doing a really good job getting himself open, coming back to the basketball hard and strong.
Rigoni this season is 40 of 41 from the line.
Hasn't shot a lot for the season, but when he does, he makes them.
Still a 1-1. Same position as the previous two. And Rigoni calmly knocks down two. And Quinnipiac will drop back with 12.7 seconds left, leading by 7.
Right now, if you're the Bobcats, keep everything in front of you if you can. No fouls.
And McCollum will hoist the three up, and it'll go with exactly 8 seconds left. Louis Courtright, time getting close as he gets it into Jones, and the foul given with 6.8 seconds left.
Almost had the denial.
And Louis Courtright got that ball in at 4.5 seconds on the count.
And you know what Louis did a good job of, Eddie? He ran the baseline. A lot of players don't understand. You have that option. Run the baseline. You can get yourself free and get the ball out.
75-71. Jones shooting 2. He's into double figures.
He's had an exceptional last 2 ball games running the show as a point guard, setting the table, facilitator.
And he knocks down 2, 77-71.
In this day and age where you have more lead guards than point guards, this young man did a really good job keeping his team involved.
No, he ran the show all night long, and a foul back the other way with 2.3 seconds left.
Everybody wants to score. You have point guards who sometimes shoot it much more than they need to. He did a really good job calling his number when he needed to, but making sure his teammates were available and they were able to eat.
So McCollum has been fantastic, quite frankly. 16 points
Yes.
in his first MAC tournament game.
Look forward to seeing him for the next 3 years or so. Played very well. Like to see him get a little bit stronger, obviously. But again, he's fearless.
McCollum too strong. There's the tip. And